Hi Scorpio, this is your general tarot reading for Scorpio's Sun, Moon and Ascendant or Rising sign for the month of June. So let's have a little shuffle of the cards and we'll wait for the right ones to come out just for you, Scorpio. And while we're waiting on these cards, let's have a little look at the energies that might be surrounding you this month, things that might be brought to your attention that you may have to deal with or put up with or hopefully enjoy. So we'll begin with that full moon, the Sagittarius full moon in your second house of self-esteem, self-worth. It's also the house of finances. So some of you might find that, okay, the easier one is that some of you might find that you'll want to really focus on getting some money together to get a little holiday, maybe a holiday far, far away from all those crazy bitches. You just want to get away and give it some space, have a time out and relax your little fabulous brain and recover from that. On the other hand, the full moon might be bringing up some issues for you. Issues concerning your self-esteem and self-worth. That could have been knocked for you as we leave May and enter June. You may have found that you've been depending on your belief systems to give you some self-esteem and some confidence. Things that you once thought were rock solid. Things that you were just absolutely sure of. Now suddenly they're not giving you the same comfort or security that they once did. And out of this, your self-esteem gets a little bit knocked, okay? First card came out there, the Five of Cups. We lay it down there and wait for the rest of the cards. You're asking the big question now. Where do I get my self-value? Where do I get my self-esteem? What have I been putting all my effort and energy into and not getting a whole lot in return? And because I haven't been getting a whole lot in return, it makes me feel less than, makes me feel small. I mean, there may be a thing where somebody has made you feel that way. They've taken your confidence away in some, I don't know how they did it. Now, we do know that Uranus did hit your house of partnerships and relationships. And for some of you, there might have been a little bit of a shock moment there, a bit of a crisis. And you may have lost some of your comfort that you kind of took for granted within some relationships. And now you're beginning to ask the question, well, if that's not solid, then what else in my life isn't solid? You know? And the big trick here this month with this moon, Scorpio, is to learn that you can never allow anything, any situation, or any other person determine what your self-value and self-worth is. From now on, you get to decide only what your true value is. And nobody can cheapen that by their bad behavior. And nobody can lessen that if that is your new core belief, that above all things and all other people, I have value. Then that will stay with you, and it's a wonderful lesson to learn. The Sun and Mercury are in your 8th house, so there'll be a moment where you get to open up and talk about some of the things that really hurt you deeply. Maybe your partner's behavior has hurt you deeply. There might be an issue too with your partner's resources. Maybe having to talk through with them how you proceed now if their resources have been challenged in some way. But with the Sun there, it seems that things will turn up for the best. Things will fix themselves up if it's an issue with your partner's money or resources. If it's an issue with intimacy, with being on a really deep and soul level with your partner or people that you care about, that's also going to be open up for discussion, and you're going to find great healing happens in that area. So that's actually a very, very nice energy. You'll be feeling quite hot too. So some of these deep psychological things that you now want to purge are going to be played out through sexual intimacy, maybe through getting that real good connection, that real mojo loving back on, so that you can feel reconnected again. And for those of you who are single, there is something in that too. If you have lost your self-esteem somehow, or feeling that whatever it is you're doing isn't quite good enough, then know that that's going to be healed. But it will bring up some quite challenging things inside you that you might have to face, you know. But it's a good energy, and it's worth sticking with it and allowing it to happen. As these cards are coming out here, some other things that are happening again. Yeah, the new moon on the 13th of June. Again, opening new doors. For those of you who are single, it could be a new sexual relationship. Somebody, you might have this moment where you think, I don't want to get into another relationship just yet, but I want to get my groove on with somebody. And that could be around the 13th, where you find somebody who just wants to have a bit of fun with you, with no strings attached. And for those of you in a relationship, in a good solid relationship, again, there will be more new opportunities for you to go that bit deeper and to reconnect on a lovely soul level once again. And we have, what else do we have there? Venus goes into Leo on the 13th of June, making some nice changes happen in your work or in your career, in whatever it is that you're producing out there, where you stand in your spotlight, that you might become, I don't know, beautiful in some way when people look upon you in whatever it is that you're showing to them, that they might like it. It might go that bit easier for you. And for some of you, it could mean attracting a new lover in the workplace, or somehow through your career, whatever it is you're doing. Mars is retrograding this month on June 26th, and that could bring up some frustrations in your home life, your family life, the people within your family. And this is an opportunity for you to take a few steps back and not to let them really piss you off, Scorpio. So much so that you just go on the attack. You really have to go with this flow. Energy's been taken out of the home for a little while, and you have to allow that to happen and not be frustrated. If some of you are moving home, or there's an issue about somebody moving home, or changing up your home, buying or selling a home, just don't panic if you feel this month that things are on the go slow, that you can't quite figure it out and you don't know which direction to go. It will change, it will pass. So have no fear about that. Other things that are happening at the end of the month on June 28th, there's a full moon in Capricorn. So giving you the strength and courage again to communicate on a much deeper level. But I'm just going to go back to that Mars retrograde issue there about the home life. Yeah, some of you could be fixing up your home, renovating the home, doing it up. But for some of you, and I know it's only for a small few of you, but you could have somebody within your home who needs a lot of care and attention. It could be somebody with disabilities, an older person, or even a new baby, somebody who needs you to care for them in some way. And you might find that that could be taking up all your time, energy and effort. And don't get frustrated with that. Don't lose your patience with that, my love, because it's, two cards came out there, the moon, and an extra card there, the Three of Pentacles. So yeah, don't get frustrated by that if you feel that you're somehow trapped at home because somebody needs your attention or extra care. Like I said, it could be a vulnerable person or a child. Don't let that make you go a bit crazy, batshit crazy, you know, where you're climbing the walls going, let me out, I hear the call of the wild out there somewhere under the moon, I need to escape, let me out. So it's all about calm, balance. It kind of reminds me when I just said the call of the wild and trying to keep balance. There was that old Cherokee story, I think it was, about the little boy who fought with all his friends and he went into overkill. he just went wild. And all his friends shunned him, and he went home very, very sad. And his grandfather realized what had happened, And he said, look, don't worry. He said, I'm like you. I also have two wolves inside me. One of them is a ravenous wolf that if somebody comes near him, he'll bite them and he'll draw blood. And he may even overkill, like what a lot of wolves actually do. They overkill. And the other wolf recognizes that he's the nurturer, the carer, the one that wants to bring the wolf pack together. And he said every evening these two wolves go into a ferocious battle. And they fight. And in the end, he said to the little boy, it's always the stronger of the two that wins. And the little boy said, but grandfather, which one is the stronger of the two? And the grandfather said, the one I feed. And that's it, Scorpio. When you feel your frustrations coming up with your partner in your home life, perhaps with people who need extra care and attention this month, and you hear the wolf howling at the moon, the two wolves, they're looking to escape and go far, far away. You will have to be the alpha wolf now and decide which wolf is fed, which one gets the attention, and which one either bares its teeth and goes into overkill, or the other one who calms down and says, this will pass, let's be like the wolf pack and hold tighter together, you know. And even in your own inner self, for your self-esteem issues that will be coming up, you have to remember that you are the alpha wolf. You get to decide when the wolves are howling out there, which one is hearing the call of the wild and which one gets to win in the end. So let's begin with the cards. Hopefully now, Scorpio, you're seeing the overview of the spread, and we begin with this, an opening card which suggests that there has been a little bit of heartache for you, Scorpio, as we leave May and enter June. Here's you feeling sad, disappointed. People seem to have really let you down. And this, of course, is triggering you know, the two wolves howling, and it's triggering your self-esteem issues. You feel no good. You feel at a loss. You feel hopeless and defeated. And you see him, he's looking down at the cups, and they're all kicked over, and everything that was good in his life is gone now, so he believes. And he's even crying a river. But if he only lifted his head up and looked, that there's a bridge. He can turn right around, start again with two fresh new cups, start again, and cross that bridge and get over the river of tears. And that's what's happening for you, Scorpio. Whatever has happened, I think it's been in your relationships. Something has happened and it challenged you. And even though you may ultimately resolve this, you know, you could get through this and everything will be fine, but it's a moment of feeling disappointed and let down. And now, like I said, with the moon in Sagittarius, you're beginning to question everything. You're saying, have I been a fool? I really believed I was doing the right thing in my life. I really believed that I was, you know, giving freely, and I'm not getting any self-respect back from these people. And you're left feeling like this. And it's the card of tears. There have been tears. And you know, if you see up there on the overall spread, he's turning his back on the hand of God, handing him this new sense of security, which is the ability to control these two wolves and the ability to identify that nothing outside of you really has the power to knock your self-esteem in such a way that you have felt. Nobody really should have that power over you, Scorpio. And the hand of God is coming out saying, look, just turn around. See, he has his back and he's so sad, and maybe even a little bit in a defeated huff, you know, like saying, it's no good. I'm just not playing anymore. You know, I don't want to play this game anymore. Enough. But yet the hand of God is saying, come baby, just turn around, come on. There's a new purpose for you. There's a new road for you to take. Your soul is growing, it's saying, and this is the beginning of a great maturity in your relationships between you and other people. That the visions you had of what a perfect relationship ought to be is that it's only an illusion, it's only a vision. There's something more grounded out there, something more solid, something that won't always have you returning to this position of feeling disappointed and again let down. So Scorpio, do just turn around, turn this around and reclaim your sense of security, self-worth and self-esteem, because that's what's been handed to you here. It's been handed back to you. What was lost is now being returned to you, Scorpio. And like I said, just turn around to find it. But yet you're saying, how can I do that? Because I've been pushing so hard. Have you any idea how much time, energy and effort I've been given to all avenues in my life? And I feel defeated, like this guy, that I've been pushing. And now instead of feeling I'm getting anywhere, I can't see where I'm going anymore. You see, this is like that thing of not being able to see the wood for the trees. That you do have lots going on around you, Scorpio. You have abundance. You have good things in your life. But there will be that moment as we enter June of you feeling that you can't see it. Like I said, you can't see the wood for the trees. All you are seeing are obstacles. Where is the forest? These bloody trees are in the way. So it's that moment where you have to just give it that one extra little bit of a push to get back up on your feet again and to come back fighting fit. There is that energy I'm feeling that there was some sort of battle that you seem to come out as a loser in the end. You feel that you've lost something precious, and yet the Ace of Pentacles there is saying you've lost nothing. What you have gained is far greater than what you have lost. And what have you gained? For some of you, you've gained a few things. You've gained independence. You've asserted yourself somehow, maybe through a relationship. For some of you, I understand, through leaving a relationship. But you stood your ground and you said, when I depended on you, I was disappointed and let down. I'm only going to depend upon myself from now on. I'm independent here. I've got my independence back. And you're using higher wisdom. Let's not forget this is a Sagittarius full moon 9 here, the ninth house ruler. And Sagittarius is all about regaining your connection with your higher wisdom. And when you regain with this higher wisdom, for some of you it could be religious, for some of you it could just be whatever you call a higher power. When you go back and reconnect with that higher self or higher power, you're more confident. You're better able to manage your life, and you kind of get a moment where you realize that you perhaps had put too much weight and emphasis into your partnerships, even business partnerships, even with close friends. You had invested too much, or maybe expected too much from them, and you had given some of your power away to them. And what you learn as we begin the month of June is to reclaim that and to learn the lesson of never giving that power away again to anybody or anything. And here we have this gorgeous card of once you realize that, we move from the 9 to the 10. Once you have your independence back again, where you're not a slave to other people, where you're not handing your energy time and time again to other people, that you have this sense of inner happiness and a sense of wholeness and completion. And when you seem to have this independence, whatever it is you're doing, certainly financially, a lot of you need to become more independent financially now from your partners, for those in a relationship. And for those who aren't in a relationship, you need to now start focusing on building up your coin, building up your money, your worth, and allowing that also to help you boost your self-esteem. Because in doing that very thing, you get a kind of a happy ever after ending in terms of your sense of self-worth. So we begin with the moon and all these questions as we enter June, going, I have no value, I have no self-worth, I don't know if I'm good enough. And if you follow the sequence of events by turning around and seeing that you've lost nothing, you've only gained maturity, having your independence means that you now have fulfilled something very important in your life, Scorpio. Something very important happened, certainly when Uranus struck your house of relationships. You understand them better. A clearer line has been drawn. You're not giving so much of yourself away, or at least you're not prepared to. There's more understanding. And again, even if this isn't about love relationships, it's about relationships in general. Clearer lines are being drawn so that you're able to take a few steps back and not be so hurt when you perceive that other people are letting you down. Because that's what happens, Scorpio. When we give all our energy to other people and then wait for them to treat it as in, how would you say, with high value, in a way that you expect them to, and they don't, then that kills something inside you. So you can't be handing out all of this energy to other people, so if they don't use it right, essentially you're left depleted and you're left feeling bad in yourself. And you know, it's the Ten of Pentacles is a karmic card, and it's sitting beside another karmic card here, Scorpio, the Wheel of Fortune. Something is ending, a cycle is ending, and a new understanding of how to approach relationships in general is beginning. And your luck is certainly on the up. Certainly. I'll say this, financial. Let's just focus on finances here for a moment. Financially, there is a new opportunity that's coming your way to make money. And it might have you working that little bit harder and stressing out, thinking that, do I have the energy to make this happen? Well, you do, Scorpio. You certainly do have the energy. There might be some blips in the way, but you can get your rhythm going. You can get a pattern going where you're able to take on this new project, this new money-making project, and you will find the energy to make it happen. And it will give you some sort of financial independence. And for some of you, this thing that you're making money from, it requires a skill of some sort, or a talent, or a knowledge. You have a knowledge of something that you can share to make money. It's whatever you have going on in here can bring the money in. And this will just kickstart a whole new chapter in your life. The wheel again will start turning, and you will start feeling again more in control, because there is something that happens, Scorpio, and it's just the way nature has made you. It's one of your superpowers, but it can also be the sting in your tail where you end up stinging yourself. And that is the thing of leading from behind. That you put a lot of your energy and effort into promoting other people, your partner or business partners, and standing in the shadows behind them, promoting, pushing them, giving them all your energy. And then when they take all the glory and say, yes, I did it, thank you, and the people are cheering them, yes, I did it all by myself, and you're in the background going, say again, you did this all by yourself, is that right? Is that right? Bitch, what about me? What about all the time and effort I gave to you? Have you forgotten that? And they might turn on you and say, Well, this was my dream, it wasn't your dream. I mean, you were only helping me. I mean, did you not do this out of the goodness of your heart? And that will catch you a little bit, because there might be a moment where you may not have done it out of the goodness of your heart, Scorpio. You may have promoted other people so that they can stand out in the front and you can follow in behind them and enjoy all the benefits of that ride. But I'm not saying this for everybody, but there is a pattern that can follow. And this month, it seems that this pattern, for those who still do that, this is also going to break. Being the one who pushes somebody else forward and leading from behind. No, it's time for you now to start having your own independence, so that those who you're promoting don't fall flat and you're going, have I to find somebody else now to start pushing to achieve my dream? So it's a good thing that will be fixed this month. But it's a sacrifice. Yeah, this month does require a bit of sacrifice. And it's sitting beside Mars here. And I want to go back to that thing I said about Mars retrograding in your home and family life. There will be some of you, not all of you, but I understand it's coming through the cards here. Some of you feel that you're making huge, overwhelming and frustrating sacrifices in your home life and in your family life. And it's really turning your world upside down. And it's demotivating you. It's taking energy away from you. And now Mars retrograding, he's pulling away. So any support that you needed at home might be removed. Any extra help that you had in your home life now might be removed temporarily. And man, is it a sacrifice. Man, is it hard work. But that energy will come back. And what Mars, or this card, is trying to show you is that there may have to be better systems in place. You may have to just take 100 steps back and say, I didn't realize that when things were going well, this whole issue about my house was subtly draining me. And I didn't know it was draining me until now. Until now my face is just pushed into this situation. And it'll give you the energy and focus and effort to fix those things within your home that are draining you, so you can go forward in a healthier and better way, where your energy isn't so compromised by whatever this home issue or family issue is. And ultimately, I'll say this too for your career, certainly June 13th, for some of you, there is a great big positive thing, energizing thing happening within your career, certainly. And things will seem to run more smoothly. Things will just run better. So that's quite a nice energy there. And also to remember, you remember the thing I said about pushing somebody else in order for them to achieve your dreams? This is the time where you're going to have to make that little bit of a sacrifice in order for you to push your dreams ahead. I can really feel this, Scorpio. This seems to be a month where you are coming out of the shadows and you are recognizing that in order to get ahead in this life, I have to take care of myself and I have to promote myself. And I can only really depend upon myself. Now, as you go along, you realize, of course, you do need the help of others. But before you recognize that, you must first recognize that it's all down to you, depending now completely and totally upon yourself and where you're going for your future, the empire that you want to build, where you get to stand on your own 2 feet, financially and in every other way. And yeah, even though it might feel like a sacrifice to have to do that, it is worth it. It really is. Because you want to get out of this shit. You want to get out of staying up at night worrying and stressing, losing sleep, having high frustrations that you can't vent in the day, letting the ravenous wolf out who goes into overkill, and then at night time going, what have I done? I've made a mess. Or on the other hand, allowing the nurturing kind wolf out, and staying up at night saying, I'm being too soft, I'm being way too soft, I should bare my teeth more, I should bite more. So when this balance comes where you have worked it out and figured it out, this disempowered feeling that you have here of losing sleep and staying up worrying will disappear. And once that happens, you will be able to feel like you can run swiftly and boldly ahead into your future. Movement will come. There's been a stagnation. Yeah, Scorpio, there has been a stagnation. You went through the start of the month feeling you had lost out. And then you didn't know what to do, and you thought everything was just blocked, stuck, no idea where to go. That your purpose, your very purpose and foundations of life were rocked. And I can't move, I have nowhere to go, I don't know what I'm doing. I'm staying awake at night with my head in my hands going, where do I go now? What the hell am I supposed to do now? Well, as we come towards the end of the month, you will have figured that out, and you, my love, will be running boldly and swiftly into your future. Certainly into your future. And you'll be making great connections with other people if this is your career and making money and so on. Lots of emails, lots of phone calls, lots of getting stuff organized and putting it in to practice, making it happen. This can be the card of making shit happen, getting shit done. And this is going to get you out of feeling like this. Rolling up your sleeves, getting shit done, and remembering that it's all about you taking care of you from now on. And not giving so much energy all the time into the inner battles, being the alpha wolf and subduing each one when needed is the key, and that will give you the energy and freedom to move towards what, my love? To move towards being more centered, being more calm, being the embodiment of that fabulous Scorpio energy. Look there, she's sitting with a crown in your element, water. That's your element. Having peace, having quiet, buying weird shit on Amazon. I don't even know what that is. That's supposed to be some sort of divine thing. Even she's looking at it going, I don't remember ordering that. Maybe I was drunk when I got that on Amazon. I'll just have a look at the thing to see if I can return this shit and buy whatever it was I was supposed to buy. Yeah, weird. But it is that moment where you're back in touch with yourself, back in your element, and owning it, and being the embodiment of love. Some of you, where is Venus? Venus, yeah, like I said, some of you might find, for those looking, might find new love in your career as you push yourself out there and promote yourself rather than standing in the shadows. Love might appear because they might like what you're at. They might like this new Scorpio energy that's starting to bubble up and rise. They like it. And why wouldn't they? But at the same time, the Queen of Cups is turning her back on the moon. She's turning her back on shady people, people who disappoint, people who are too out there, that they don't have their shit together. They're mad and they've made you mad. And at this point you're saying, no, balance, centering myself. And because I am now owning the energy of this, I won't tolerate users, abusers, losers anymore. People who just come and go on a whim. The full moon arrives and it brings out the madness, and at the same time it seems to bring out weird people, and they arrive on your doorstep, and you just can't have them anymore, Scorpio. You want to sweep them off that doorstep. Because the only thing now on your doorstep seems to be all that crazy shit you're buying in Amazon, which could be some of the crazy shit that's happening, trying to build up your sense of self-worth by buying stuff, spending money, throwing money at a problem. That never works. I said that to Capricorn too, similar energies there, trying to buy your way into happiness. It won't happen. You have to deal with these things. You have to allow it to be processed, you know. But certainly you are turning your back on people who are just they're liars, they're cheats. And these may be the ones who ultimately let you down. And there is that Capricorn full moon at the end of the month, which gives you more hope, a better way to communicate what it is that you now need in matters of the heart, you know. But when the moon does come and you do hear the awoo, the call of the wild, know this, know that you don't have to go mad under the moon. Let all the others go mad under the moon. Instead, for you, let this be a moment where you release pent-up energy and you let all the wolves run free. Yeah, because that's an energy that's happening too here, my love. There has been a lot of pent-up energy, frustrated energy, probably, which has been keeping you up at night. And under the two moons, at the beginning of and the end of the month, run with it. Run with not the madness, run with the boldness, run with the venting, run with letting it all out, run with taking the lid off something and purging in whatever way that is that suits you, to vent, to let steam off. And perhaps that's why the Sun and Mercury are helping you to possibly do that through maybe physically through good sex or through good food or through something that really gets your senses re-engaged, where you can get your teeth into something and get your claws into something and vent out in that way. Because that's what's been missing, I think too, that there's been a lot of stuff going on in your heart and in your mind, and you haven't chosen yet the right wolf to come out and bare its teeth, and in doing that you free up a lot of that frustration. The last card that comes out here, Scorpio, is the Three of Pentacles, which is you recognizing that you may need, if you're going to start some little project for yourself that's bringing in money, you may need to get some financial advice, some professional advice, certainly in terms of managing bookkeeping or knowing which investment to go with or which choice when it comes to long-term investments or managing your money in some way. You do need the opinion and the advice of somebody who's outside of your circle, somebody who doesn't have a vested interest in what you're doing, that they can give their opinions professionally, cleanly, and, you know, skillfully. That's really what it is. But Scorpio, that is the energy, and I think it's beautiful energy where you're going to really vent and hear the call of the wild and run with it, and some of that wildness will come out and it will give you the energy to reassert yourself, maybe get over a broken heart, maybe have that realization that nobody should have the power over you to make you feel less than or small on a whim. If they're having a bad mood, then you're having a bad mood. No, they can't have that level of control over you anymore. And it's all about you reclaiming this power now, and you being the only one who has the power in your life. You have the power. You have the power. You have the power. And that seems to be part of your new soul journey. So I'm going to leave it at that. I know you're probably preparing yourself now to go out and howl at the moon. But between that, if this is the first time watching my videos, then please subscribe. Join me on Facebook, She Bear Tarot, Instagram and Twitter too. And do come back next month, Scorpio, so we can unfold this story even further to see where it's going. And do remember, as always, Scorpio, I love you. And relax, enjoy, have your glass of whiskey and chill this month as you're reclaiming your throne. 2 thrones perhaps. And as always, Scorpio, I will leave you with a big kiss. Mwah. Love you lots. See you next month.